Well, the MLS 2025 season has officially concluded, which means it's time to pick the yearly award winners. Today, I'm going to be making my picks: MVP, Defender of the Year, Goalkeeper of the Year, Coach of the Year, and a couple more. And I'm sure some of you are going to disagree with me and think that other players were more deserving of some of these awards, but this is just my opinion based on what I've watched this year and who I think has played the most effectively to win each one of these awards. And I want to start off with a bang. I want to start off with the most important award that you can get in Major League Soccer, and that's the Landon Donovan MVP award. And that's going to go to none other than Lionel Messi. Now, Messi won this award in 2024 after being the best player. He scored 21 goals, and I think he had 16 assists in 19 matches or 19 starts. A lot of people thought that was controversial, that he shouldn't have won it because he didn't play enough games. But the simple fact is, if you are the best player, if you have the best stats, even if you aren't playing as many games and you're on the best team in the league, you deserve to win MVP. And I think that he deserves to win MVP again this year, especially after what he has done. Now, Lionel Messi has played in 28 games, so he played in 9, or at least started 9 more matches than he did in 2024. He had 29 goals and 19 assists in 2025, and he was just one goal contribution short. Hey, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you give us a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, make sure you hit that little bell notification so you never miss any of our new videos. Now, back to the video of breaking the all-time MLS record, which was set by Carlos Vela in 2019 when he scored 34 goals and 15 assists in 31 matches. Now, what's most impressive about Messi and what he's done this year is the fact that he has 29 goals and only one of them was from a penalty. And until today, he had not scored a single penalty all season long. I personally think it would have been cooler if he hadn't taken the penalty, because that would have been awesome for him to be the first player in Major League Soccer history to win the Golden Boot without scoring a single penalty goal. But he decided to take the penalty. He got 29 goals, one short of 30, and he just put on an absolute clinic, and he is the most important player to, I think, any team in Major League Soccer. If you watch Inter Miami in 2025, you understand that this team runs through Lionel Messi. When he is not good or he has a bad game, they generally lose. When he's good, they have a chance, like they did against Nashville SC when they went 5-2. There is no person that I think that could compete with Messi when it comes to this award. I think that he's still arguably the best player in the league. He's still one of the best players in the world. And he is going to be the first player in Major League Soccer history to win this award back-to-back times. And he is the second player in Major League Soccer history to win this award twice, the first person being Preki, who won it twice. So that's a very, very important milestone accomplishment that he has achieved with Inter Miami. And I think he's the MVP. Let me know if you guys agree with that. I don't think it's even close. When you watch him, he still pulls off magic. And without him, this team would absolutely collapse. Now, the second player, or the second award, I should say, is going to be the Newcomer of the Year. Now, this one is a little bit harder to pick because some players come in the summer and they make an impact. But I think that for an award, you have to play the entire season. I think that that's the only fair thing to do. And my award winner for the Newcomer of the Year is Anders Dreyer. Anders Dreyer has had an incredible season in Major League Soccer for San Diego FC. He had 19 goals, 19 assists on an expansion team, which means that all these players have never played together before. They're starting from scratch. They're starting from scratch, and they signed this guy from Anderlecht for 5 million euros in the winter transfer window, and the rest is history. This guy has been incredible, and I want to say this too. If it weren't for a guy named Lionel Messi, Anders Dreyer would have ran away with the MVP, because what he's done on an expansion team in his first year with a bunch of new teammates, and how he's been able to take over games and win this team some matches has been nothing short of incredible. And when you watch him, you're thinking, okay, this guy is a difference maker. This guy is one of the best players in the league, and it's not even debatable. He's just that type of game changer. He's only 25, 26 years old. I don't know how much longer he'll be in Major League Soccer. Maybe he stays, maybe he leaves. But either way, what an incredible signing. And this is a guy that really does make a difference for this league. And hopefully they have more. But he is, I don't think it's even close to anyone else could deserve newcomer of the year other than Anders Dreyer. 19 goals, 19 assists, and helped them secure the first seed in the Western Conference on expansion team. He's the reason that happened on the field, and he deserves his flowers. And I think that Anders Dreyer is definitely the newcomer of the year in the 2025 season for Major League Soccer. Now, the next award is Coach of the Year. Now, Coach of the Year, this is a tough one because there's a lot of good coaches in MLS in 2025. I mean, it was a struggle. Did I pick Bradley Cardinell, who took over the Philadelphia Union and they won the Supporters Shield in his first year? Do I pick Jesper Sorensen, who took over for the Vancouver Whitecaps in his first year and helped them finish second place after, not so great. I mean, they made the playoffs last year, but it's not as good as what they've done this year. It's going to be a complete turnaround. There's so many good options that you could pick. But I have to pick Mikey Veras for San Diego FC. Like I said with Anders Dreyer, this guy took over an expansion team, ladies and gentlemen, an expansion team. He started from scratch. Expansion teams are a crapshoot. They could either be really good and competitive or they could be really bad. We've seen both ends of this in Major League Soccer. Sometimes an expansion team doesn't really integrate into the league and succeed for a couple years. Look at Cincinnati, right? So I think the fact that he had never coached a senior team before, except the USMNT for 2 matches as an interim, but do we really count that? I wouldn't. He's been mostly a national team, a youth national team coach. So the fact he came in, never coached in Major League Soccer, coached an expansion team, building a roster from scratch, I think he has been absolutely incredible. And they finished first place in the Western Conference when I thought there was a chance they would collapse down the stretch. So he deserves a lot of flowers for what he's been able to do. And I think that he is by far the coach of the year in Major League Soccer in 2025, finishing with 63 points. 63 points in his first year, top of the West. And we're talking, and it's the most points ever by an expansion team, beating LAFC, beating Bradley Cardinell in St. Louis City 2 years ago. So when you do something like that, you deserve recognition, and he deserves to be the MLS Coach of the Year. Now, as far as Goalkeeper of the Year, this is another tough one. I struggle with this one a little bit because there has been a lot of good goalkeeping play in Major League Soccer in 2025. But I think I had to go with Dane St. Clair. Dane St. Clair really emerged this season for Minnesota United. Not that he hasn't been good in years past, but I feel like he took it to another level. And he's even been rewarded with the Canadian national team, which I think he's going to be the starting goalkeeper going forward for them, especially in 2026, because of how well he's played before Minnesota United. And I don't think Minnesota United would have finished top 4 in the Western Conference if it hadn't been for Dane St. Clair. And I think he deserves a lot of recognition for that. And I think that he is the best goalkeeper in 2025. And he's the reason why I think this team could have a chance at making some noise in the 2025 MLS Cup playoffs. Now, Dane St. Clair didn't lead the league in clean sheets, but he did play a lot less game than the 3 or 4 players ahead of him in the clean sheets department. I still think if you're watching him, the eye test, the athletic saves he makes, the enforcer he is in goal, solidifying the back line for Minnesota United, Dane St. Clair is the goalkeeper of the year. This team would not be who they are without him. I think that he's right up there with the Kalinas, the Laris, the Takiokas. He's right up there with, being considered the best goalkeeper in Major League Soccer. He's my 2025 goalkeeper of the year. Now, as far as my defender of the year, it's a familiar name as far as a guy who has won this award before. Now, some people are picking Tristan Blackman for Vancouver. I think I like Jacob Glesnes a little bit better. Jacob Glesnes is a 2022 defender of the year in Major League Soccer, so this would be his second time winning it. But if you look at he had a bounce back season in 2025. He had a I think a pretty poor or not as good as what we're accustomed to season in 2024. But in 2025, he looked back to his normal self. He's able to win the aerial duels. I think that he's a great one-on-one defender. And also, just as a side note, he's got an absolute rocket. He's scored some absolute bangers in the past. So that's just a side note. That's just the preference of why I like to watch him play. But Jacob Glesnes has been an incredible defender for the Philadelphia Union in 2025, and they've conceded the least amount of goals in Major League Soccer in 2025. They only conceded 35 goals. And I think he's a big reason for that, especially considering Andre Blake has been injured this year. He hasn't played the full season. So they've had two different goalkeepers play, and Jacob Glesnes is a constant in the back line. And I think that he is a huge reason for Philadelphia's success in 2025, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. So he's my 2025 Defender of the Year winner, and it will be his second time winning it. So these are my award winners. I like all these guys. It was a tough year outside of the MVP race. I think there's a lot of close battles. I'm curious to see if you guys agree or disagree with my list. Who would you change? Is there some of the guys that you think I picked that was good and accurate? I know a lot of people are probably going to think that Messi did deserve the MVP. So I want to preface that because I mean, his stats are just absolutely insane. But the other ones are probably debatable, and you can make an argument for other people to receive the other awards. So I want to hear from you guys in the comment section who you think should win these awards and if you agree with my list. And also, MLS Cup playoffs is right around the corner. A lot of good soccer ahead of us, guys. You're not going to miss that. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that little bell notification so you never miss a video. And until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.